Hi everyone and welcome to this amazing build. This is for the Maserati MC20. So if you haven't been on this channel before, this is one that you're going to love. I do lots of builds and setups and this car is no different. It's phenomenal and it is a winner, not only at Le Mans, but at pretty much any 700PP race or other races you can lay your hands on. It's great for the weekly challenges and we all love and know that they bring great rewards. So get yourself your Maserati MC20, follow me to GT Auto and to the tuning shop first, and we will crack on with making this monster so you can have another track weapon in your garage. So now at the tuning shop, the first thing you're going to want to need to get is weight reduction stage 1. Club sports, you want to get bore up, weight reduction stage 2, a power restrictor and your ballast. Semi-racing, you're going to want to get your racing crankshaft, fully customizable computer, high RPM turbocharger, a fully customizable LSD, weight reduction stage 3 and increase the body rigidity. Racing, you want to get stroke up, engine balance tuning, polished ports, and then you want to get your racing brake pads, a racing brake kit, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, racing clutch and flywheel, your fully customizable racing transmission, a set of racing hard tyres. Extreme, get a set of intermediates. If you want that extra braking power, I would recommend getting the carbon ceramic brake kit. That comes down to your driving style more than anything. And ultimate, make sure you get titanium connecting rods and pistons. If you're not level 50, don't worry, this build will still work for you. But if you are 50 or over, I would highly recommend getting the titanium connecting rods and pistons just for that extra additional displacement power. Now we've done that, let's head over to GT Auto and start finishing off this build. So now we've done that, let's go to GT Auto and get the rest of the items we need for this amazing build. So now we're at GT Auto, you want to go to car maintenance and service. Go to where it says wide body kit and get that installed. As you can see, mine's already done. Get yours installed on there. Now that you've done that, what you need to do is go back and go to car customization. So you set up your wheels first. So just go to whatever wheels that you want. As you can see, these are BBS wheels on this. And you want to make sure you have a 20-inch standard size, your rim width wide and your offset wide, and get those installed on there. Now you've done your wheels, you want to go to custom parts and you want front type A, side type A, rear type A, wing, custom wing set. You can obviously change your racing items if you want, like your bonnet pin, tow hook, etc. Also change how you want your lights to be in the dark, your number plate and even your caliper colour, as you can see there. If like me you love these amazing liveries that people make, simply go to load style and you can go to content search and you can search for all of these variety of items. There's 54 pages for this car, and just make sure with it being a wide car you go for one that says wide car, and if you had one of these and you didn't put the wide body kit on, obviously you go to one that doesn't say anything at all. This is the person who made this one there. So as you can see, it's Escrolog 88310. Fantastic car. Make sure you give them a like. So now we've done that, let's head back to your garage, get on that setting sheet and make this thing an absolute monster for Le Mans and any other 700PP races. So at your garage, go to car settings. As you can see, there's the settings we need to start getting underway for this car. Pushing 600 brake horsepower and just over 1,200 kilograms. So racing hard tyres, first thing you're going to want to put on there. Then you want your front 80 and your rear 105 on your body height adjustment. Your anti-roll bar 8 at the front, 10 at the rear. Your dampen ratio compression 35 front and rear. Your expansion 45 front and rear. Your natural frequency 2.65 at the front and 2.95 at the rear, and your negative camber angle, keep that at 3 front and rear. Now your toe angle, you want a toe out at the front of 0.05, and at the rear you want a toe in of 0.05. So make sure you get those the right way round, because it does affect the handling. Now on your initial torque, I've set that to 5, found that was best for me. If you feel you can hand that additional power, change that as to your settings, but you know, this is for my driving style and that's how I like it. So acceleration sensitivity 15, braking sensitivity 20, and let's move on to your aerodynamics. So you want your front 150 and your rear 400. Your ECU, set that to 70%. Your ballast, you want 60 kilograms. You don't need a ballast positioning, and power restrictor, keep that at 100%. Now your transmission, you want to set that to 340 kmh, and then manually adjust these settings. So first gear 2.755, second 1.745, third 1.480, fourth 1.300, fifth 1.150, sixth 1.050, seventh 0.955, and eighth 0.880, and that's a final of 3.950. This thing revs just under 9,000 RPM. One thing that you do just need to be aware of is that curve of where that power line is. So you don't need to rev it all the way to the red line. Just before it gets to the end of that rev bar on the screen, that's where you want to change. So you can see that in a moment when I just give you a quick guide of how to do it at Le Mans. But failing that, I'm sure you can work that out. As you can see, I have put the carbon set on this for me myself. As mentioned earlier, it's down to your preference and driving style. I do like to brake a lot later than most people, and that certainly benefits me. So with all that in mind, you can see everything's on there. You don't need to have the anti-lag on for the high RPM turbo, and you can see that's everything that you need to make sure you've got installed there. So I'm just going to run through a quick guide at Le Mans, just to give you an idea of how this car works and sets out, how quick it is and how easy it is to win on one of those grinding setups that everyone likes to do. If you haven't already, please give this a like. If you enjoyed these videos so far, subscribe and share to everyone that you know. There's more like this coming up, and if there's a car that you want to see, please leave it in the comments below. So now just crack on with this quick track guide, and then you lot have a fantastic day and enjoy driving this one. So here we go. Here we are at Le Mans, 30-minute race. So fuel map, bottom right, get that to 6. That's going to make sure that you can guarantee 2 laps and you can absolutely nail it round fuel map 6. Again, just make sure you keep an eye on what's going on in front. Just as you can see, following around these corners, and the Lamborghini was getting very sideways, and then all of a sudden decides he's going to spin in front of me. He does catch it, I had to slam on, but that didn't affect me being in the lead by the end of the race. You can see the final chicane at the end of the lap, and we're going to start lap 2, over a lap of fuel left, and 9 seconds ahead of Blaznan. So as you can see, this car has already proved that even with having to slam on because of that Lamborghini at the start and losing a fair bit of time and momentum, he's still able to catch up and lead by a large margin. So start at lap 3, as you can see, that pit time comes in at 54 seconds. Make sure you bear that in mind for any time that you are trying to gain, a pit stop ahead of everyone. Make sure you do give yourself enough time to get in and out. As you can see on the weather radar, bottom right, we've got that light blue or mid blue rain coming over. I've still stuck to the racing hard tyres, as you can see on the bottom left. This car handles it all pretty well. And just as you catch up to Blaznan, you can see that 3 seconds, and it's dropping rapidly because this car is pretty quick going through the gears, and you do catch these cars very easily on the straights because they just can't match. 1, the way that you're gaining that speed, and 2, the power this car has when it comes to braking before the chicanes on the Mulsanne straight especially. So here we go, Mulsanne straight lap 4, car's doing really well, almost a minute ahead of McEwen, beating those best times already, and you can see that weather radar is now showing that huge monstrous rain cloud has finally passed across. Still on the racing hard tyres, gonna come in to refuel at the end of this lap, but this car just shows how it's like driving on rails. It is brilliant. So you can brake late, turn in, nice and handy, not too much effort, and it just powers on through all those gears, and such an easy car for anyone to drive. And it is one that you're going to want to make sure you've got in your garage as a backup for these 700PP races especially. So as you can see, start at lap 5, I decided to pit. The reason for that was I wanted to do a final lap on lap 7, planning ahead, because I wanted to beat the fastest lap time by Blazan. So I just thought I'd get in, I'd pit now, I'd use fuel map 1, drop it right down, and I just wanted to give this a really good thrashing around this full lap to make sure that I can get in, pit again, and then do 2 laps and finish the race. So it's a different way of doing it, saves pitting and then coming out on lap 7, but it just means that you can get in, pit now, have a blast in fuel map 1, and then fuel map 6 is what I used, as you can see now, on lap 6. So here we go, just over 7 minutes left, and we can get out and we can start nailing it again. You can see I've got that time back up to 1 minute and 20 seconds ahead. So fuel map 6, and this just means we've got 2 laps now. So this lap's obviously the out lap, and again, not much happens on this one. The rain's come over again, as you can see by the wiper blades on the car, but again, it's only light blue, so stick to those racing hard tyres. So what I've done is I've decided fuel map 6, I'm going to absolutely smash it around this lap, and then that's going to give me 1 lap to be able to beat Blazan, which should be pretty easy. So let's see how that goes. And here we are now, we're just coming up to 2 minutes ahead now of Blazan. As you can see, final lap, car's absolutely nailed to the ground, it's brilliant. So with that in mind, let me know what you think of this car. How's it gone for you? You know, was the setup okay? Because as you can see, coming over now, crossing the line, and that's another 825,000 credits in the bank for coming first, and that just shows this car is an absolute monster. So don't forget, these builds are great for your weekly challenges as well as the usual money races. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this one. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these amazing builds in the future. And if you have a car you want to see built specifically for a race, please let me know in the comments below.